Nothing enrages a radical feminist quite like facts, data, statistics, because when you pertain to reality, you are engaging in, by default, a masculine, coherent framework, which, as we know, is synonymous with oppression and bigotry.
Says your number
Estimates.
So, when did you write your book, A World Without Men?
That was last year. It was last year. That came out last year.
And you talked about in that book how the economy could not function without men.
Keep in mind, we have videos of 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old, even women in their 30s and 40s saying that they don't need men, that men don't contribute anything to society, while they're literally living in a civilized civilization. Because the ideology of feminism, as it's animated by left-wing resentment, requires the constituent to say the opposite of the truth.
But not. I mean, you'd have an economy, but it would be the equivalent of Kenya based off of my estimates.
Okay, could you go through the numbers a little bit?
Well,
everyone says your number. I quote.
It would probably be a net negative economy, given that women consume more than they produce and hold 80% of credit card debt. But this is just, data and statistics.
I you so much, and I know they're. It makes me so mad because I'm doing these debates, and I'll quote you, and they'll be like that book but they'll discount it even if it's right. It's so annoying.
Did they read it? Did they have other data?
Leftists aren't interested in facts. They are completely uninterested.
In both of the books that I've done most recently, I say, if you have new data, send it to me. And it's just, you could go, well, those aren't the real numbers. Then you say, okay.
Leftists aren't interested in data or numbers. I'm being completely dead serious. The expectation to adhere to an objective, coherent theory set forth by numbers is not even a priority. It never crosses the mind of feminism, because as feminism is defined by the left-wing resentment of Marxism, the insistence is that position is correct because it's held by an oppressed group, and therefore they're good people. Ideas are not to be vetted on their intrinsic merit because merit is discriminatory. It's the reason they despise capitalism. But the other reason they can't stand vetting ideas is because it speaks to an individual identity, which is to supersede the group membership, whether that be a membership to feminism or a membership to the left-wing ideology called Marxism. Those things are untenable. And when you say some ideas are better than others, rather than some speakers are better people than other speakers, according to their intersectionalist victimhood, you immediately obliterate the substructure of the entire mental model that has possessed most women in the West.
Okay, you're a poopy face. I mean, that's the level. You can't either counter it with data or not. And I'm good, not to brag. I'm good because I'm intellectually honest. I don't go out.
The leftist hive mind is uniquely childish in its denial of reality, which is the reason why it's been measured to be abided by a feminine temperament and low verbal IQ.
Here's how most people figure out their economics, okay? They have their politics first, like they do a religion, and then they go and try and find the data to prove their
Women are very easily exploited by the resentful left-wing ideology is what it comes down to.
Politics. I did it the reverse, and that should scare the piss out of anyone that criticizes me. I go and get the data first, and then I form my opinion.
We're living in a world of ideology doing battle with objective reality. And so people actually caring about what is objectively true is rare. Of course, this puts them at odds not just with their ideological opponents or intellectual opponents, but it puts them at odds with reality. This is the reason why feminists are so angry and triggered all the time, because they're actually battling reality. When they walk outside, they get reminded that they're wrong just because men are taller than women, and their ideology says that men and women are physically and psychologically identical. And they see that that's wrong. It creates anxiety. It makes them angry because reality itself is proving them wrong in real time. And of course, every single interaction you have with a man or woman since you are born is going to reinforce the fact that men and women are psychologically different, which of course is just a scientific, objective reality. But women do not look at objective reality as a priority because it is discriminatory and oppressive according to feminism.